Louis, Simon Stone, BBC. Given Manchester United failed to qualify for last season's tournament, how much pressure is there on these two games for you?
It's a lot of pressure because our aim and goal is to reach the Champions League, and that is what Arsene Wenger already mentioned last year. This kind of matches, it's difficult, and because of the draw, I think it is much more difficult, because we have drawn Brugge, and Brugge, with his trainer coach, can defend very good, I think, and they can attack also. So it shall be a difficult match, and that is why the pressure is high, and all the players and the fans and the board of the club wants to participate in the Champions League, but first you have to beat Club Brugge.
James Jackson from The Guardian. Victor Vasquez is the current Belgian Player of the Year, and he obviously plays for Bruges tomorrow. How much of a threat is he to Manchester?
Who is the...
Victor Vasquez.
Yes. Yeah, I think he is very good. He is one of the key players, and he's not only fast, but he has a very good vision. I liked him when I have analyzed him, but there are more good players. So not only Vasquez is a good player, there are much more players, and I cannot give from every player my view, but because of he is the Player of the Year, I can say, I can imagine that he is the Player of the Year. I cannot judge, but I can imagine.
Ian Herbert from The Independent. In some respects, are these two games the most significant individual games of your time at United in terms of, you know, what they might lead to? Are individual games most important? Of course, because I have already explained that the players want to participate and the board want to participate, but especially the fans want to participate, so the pressure is high. And with that pressure, we have to show our quality against a good team. So you cannot say it is not any pressure, because it is not an easy game.
Alan Owen, Sky Sports News. Louis, you said after Friday's win that you still had a long way to go in terms of the football that you're looking from your side. How much of a concern is that for you at the moment?
Yeah, it is always a concern, because a manager or a trainer coach wants always the perfect game, but that game is never has been played, I think, and but you see it also in all the other teams. They are not at this moment at the highest level. It cannot be, neither. But okay, we have a long way to go, but we have a better start as last year, and also 2 clean sheets. That says also about our structure and our team balance. So I have confidence that we develop ourselves to a much higher level, and I expect that also from my players.
David McDonald from the Daily Mirror. Louis, Wayne Rooney had what looked to be a frustrating night, individually at least, against Aston Villa. I think he had 1 touch in the opposing penalty area in the last minute. Do you feel he can carry the burden of being the lone striker, the kind of first choice striker for the whole season at his age, playing sort of 45 games? And are you confident that the goals will come from him this season?
I think all the media has written that for 1 year. and advised me that I have to put him on the striker's position. So it is very amazing that after 2 matches you already are doubting to your own opinion. So I cannot understand that.
It didn't look comfortable. It didn't look as if he had one of his better games. It's a long while since he scored for Manchester United. I think April was 4.
I have always confidence in my players, but we don't have only Wayne Rooney in the striker's position. We have also Adnan Januzaj. He played in the USA at the striker's position. I've given him that chance, and he has showed that he can do that. But we have Chicharito, we have Wilson, so I don't think that we have a lack at strikers.
Louis, is it a case more of improving the supply line to them, and would that possibly improve with one matter removed inside to turn wrong?
Maybe you can, how do you say it in English, ask the board of Manchester United if you are the trainer coach or the manager. And then you can discuss it with your staff. But I don't discuss it with the media.
But could you, is the problem that you're not getting the chances for Wayne? Do you see that as more the problem than Wayne's falling himself?
I can better say nothing, because when I say something, the media put it in another context. I've noticed that with my words about De Gea, and I'm very disappointed that you do that. And of course I have to speak in general, but it is like that. So it's better not to answer certain questions.
Can we ask Adnan how important Friday was for you, playing and scoring, in terms of your whole confidence for the season?
Yeah, I've not played for a long time, and I was happy to score also my first goal of the season. So I'm happy to play and to give everything for the manager and the club.
Adnan, do you see your long-term future at Manchester United? Last year, a lot of people thought that you weren't really getting a chance, and even this summer, people thought you may go somewhere else. Do you think you're here for a long time?
Last year was last year, you know. This year is this year. I'm happy at Manchester United, and I'm happy the way the manager worked with me. So I don't have any issues with that.
Okay, last 2 questions.
I want to make a statement. He said a lot of people. I don't know who that people are, but okay, a lot of people. He said again. But Adnan has, I think, 8 starts last season and 14 substitution. So he didn't have any chance. It's not true, in my opinion. But I want to stipulate that, because a lot of people is not a good argument.
But Louis, in fairness, he was one of the best players last season. He was almost the best outfield player the season before you came. So it would kind of be reasonable to expect that he would start more than 8 games.
Why? Why?
Because he was the best player the previous season.
Yeah, and the other players then? You have no right? Only Adnan has then a right? No. He has to compete with how many players last year? 24 players. And he is 20 years old. 20 years old. Characteristics of a young player is that he is not consistent, and he has to show that, and maybe he can show it now this season. It's possible. But in a club as Manchester United, never you have a guarantee on a position in the top 11. And he knows that, and all the players in Manchester United knows that. And because of that, we have a very good team spirit. Because when we didn't have that team spirit, never we ended last year at the 4th place. So it is an accepted form in the dressing room. And that's the most important thing. And you can say that as media, that he was the best player and so on and so on, and that he has to have a position. It's easy. He's sitting here and he's very pleased that you are saying that. But it is so easy without responsibility to say that.
Okay, last 2 questions.
Do you feel you are becoming a better player? Do you think last year was a little bit of this same second season syndrome where a young player does take a bit of a dip? And are you now ready to take on that next step, next challenge?
Yeah, it can happen to have a bad year, you know. This year is another year, so I'm ready to come back at my best, you know, and do everything that I can do.
Do you think the manager is making you a better player? Do you feel yourself improving?
Oh yeah, of course. Manager has spoke to me a few times, and I can feel that I'm developing myself. But okay, I've not had a lot of games, but this season maybe I'll get more chances to play.
How is David De Gea's a friend of mine at the moment?
Sorry, it was this gentleman here whose question it was. Sorry.
Can I repeat the question?
No,
it was this gentleman.
the question is not a good question,
no,
so we we pass
Sorry,
over. We pass over.
Excuse
No,
me.
I don't answer that question anymore.
Okay. Would you like to ask your
I
question?
have that already said 2 weeks ago. What my view is.
I'm sorry, I wrote for Belgium. Ask that same question.
I'm sorry for me or for your colleague.
Well, for me.
Okay.
No, just a small word about the coach of Bruges, Michel Brugge. You know him, and because he worked in Holland as well, and what are his good points in your business?
I cannot judge a colleague because I am not there. I'm not in the dressing room. I cannot see how he is working, only what his team is doing. And I think his teams are always organized, very good structured. And you can see his view and philosophy, and I think that's fantastic when you can see that. So I have a highly respect for him. But of course, now we are opponents. I believe that we were already opponents when I played for Antwerp and he played for Standard. So I don't know the results at that time, but you can maybe control that. I lost? Okay. Now, that's why I ask you that. I do not remember that, but when I lost, then we have to make it equal. And then I'm very happy.